Hi friends, Andrew Carruthers here, Education Director for Sam Villa. Very often on these very blunt feeling bobs, we don't want to see surface texture or layering or graduation on the outer surface, but we want that more tucked in sort of feel. So we've already done this on this particular mannequin head on the right hand side. On the right hand side, you can see how nicely this is tucked in into the head shape. On the left-hand side, it's cut as very much just a traditional bob. So we're going to show you a technique here called internal graduation that's going to help you to build this leaner shape without creating a lot of surface texture, layers, or graduation. Okay, so like I said, we've already done this right-hand side, and you can see a big difference between the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Even from the back, we started in the center back with that internal graduation, and you can see how much more collapsed in the right-hand side is over the left-hand side. So on the left-hand side, let's show you what we did. We want to stay incredibly organized because we're creating this internal texture that if we texture over top of it, what we'll end up with is too many holes in the hair, because that's what we're doing. We're creating little holes. So we're going to go back to the center parting, which is how we started. We're going to take a vertical section. We're going to elevate that vertical section to about 45-ish degrees. We don't have to get too hung up on exact numbers, but we're going to elevate in a way that it's very natural for me to get a graduated cutting line. That graduated cutting line will be created by the angle of my finger, so you can see it's working shorter to longer. That will help to collapse that weight at the perimeter, but leave us just a little bit of weight here through the middle too to give that illusion of fullness. If we go more vertical with the finger angle or higher with the elevation, it's going to give almost more of a layered effect, an internally layered effect, which what that's going to do is collapse the shape more through the middle and actually leave a little bit more weight towards the perimeter. So it's going to make it very lean vertically. On this particular shape, we want to take that weight away from the perimeter, so we'll keep more of a graduated cutting line. And we just point cut very parallel to the hair, following that same cutting line. Now what we're doing is creating little peaks and valleys, little holes in the hair in a graduated cutting line. Now as you get up here, notice how the hair is wanting to fall down. If I just change my fingers a little bit, that's going to allow the hair to fall more directly up and down for me. Because if I stay like this, and go like that, then I'm probably going to cut that corner off. We don't want to see this texture sitting on the surface of the hair. That's why we're hiding it all through the interior. As we go to the next section, we'll grab another one of our dry sectioning clips and we'll clip that hair that we just cut out of the way. Because if I pick up a little bit of that previously cut section as we take the next section, I might add to the texturizing or the internal graduation on the last section and cut off some of those longer pieces that I wanted to leave in place. The angle of the fingers, we want to keep that as consistent as possible. We want to keep the length of each point cut as consistent as possible. But we don't have to be as hung up about it as if we were coming in to create an actual graduation or an actual layering pattern. Remember, this is more about texturing weight out of the hair, but we're doing with it a lot of intent and purpose. I'm using the 6 3/4 inch Streamline Series shear. And the reason I want to use that is because the blade length is going to allow me to get very deep into the hair, especially up here as we get longer and longer. Look how far I have to get the shear into the hair to create that internal graduation in the cutting line that we created from the bottom. If I could just kind of keep coming out this way and shallower, it's going to create more of a shelfy feeling. The Streamline's a great shear too because it's really ergonomically beneficial to your hand. You can get in a lot of different hand positions because of the cutouts in the thumb without having to bend your wrist into weird positions, which is especially especially beneficial in this type of hand position. In these graduated positions, a lot of times we're trying to kind of like bend our wrist into a weird position, whereas if we can allow the shear to rotate in our hand a bit, we don't have to get into those compromising positions that take a toll on our bodies over time. So you just continue as you work forward to stay in those very orderly sections, taking vertical sections. We're not going to touch this piece of hair because that lives in front of the hairline. So this will be our last section. Again, keep the elevation around 45, that diagonal finger angle, and then just point cut to the angle that our fingers are guiding us towards. Now as we take that clip out and comb through, you'll see that a lot of that weight is collapsed out of the perimeter. We've got a really nice head shape that's starting to build, but we've also left a little bit of weight through here. And a lot of times when people are kind of fussing with their hair to try and get more volume here, getting more leanness here would actually help with that. A lot of times we get so focused on trying to get the fluff here, but if the bottom's really square, then that gives the illusion of flatness. If the bottom is more tucked in like it is now, it gives that roundness, which gives the illusion of fullness too. So this internal graduation helps in a lot of ways to lean out the perimeter and also offer a little bit more of an illusion of fullness to the hair. So again, make sure you're working really consistently and really organized so that you're not putting too many holes in the hair. Start in the center back, work in vertical sections, and make sure you're pinning the previously cut section out of the way before you take the next section, just again, so you don't put too many holes in the previous section. So next time you have a guest in your chair that has that cool blunt bob, but they want it a little leaner through the perimeter, maybe a little more illusion of fullness through the haircut, internal graduation might be the way to go. Give us your ideas. Let us know what you think about the shape and what you think about the technique in the comments below. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Andrew Carruthers, Education Director for Sam Villa.